President, the Mansfield University community has gathered today to join you in the celebration of the 156th commencement exercise. In attendance today are a few graduates of fall 2020 and graduates for spring and summer 2021. Everyone, please join me in welcoming graduates of the Mansfield University class of 2020 and 2021. CDC updates. If you are fully vaccinated, you do not have to wear a mask. Yeah. That's good. Will the audience please stand for our national anthem? Pick up to the last two bars. 1, 2.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Congratulations from Mansfield University United Campus Ministry. My name's Pastor Cheryl Filson. Will you join me in prayer? Dear God, quiet our minds, still our hearts. We pray that each one here today will seek your living ways. For it is through you these graduates will find strength to live their lives and inspiration for their spirit. And you, God, are living waters that flow endlessly with grace. Dear God, may this graduation day be a celebration of your life within the graduates. We thank you for the learning, the skills, and the hard work of these years. May they hold this memory in their hearts as they continue on their adventure. God, may they live lives that reveal your hope and be guided in everything they do by your everlasting truth. Amen.
The platform party can be seated. We've heard that a few times this semester. The coronavirus, actually I should introduce myself since you didn't hear me. I'm Dr. Jonathan Rothermel. I am the University Senate President, and I'm also an Associate Professor of Political Science. First, many of you were able to attend classes from the comfort of your own bedroom. In fact, some of you didn't even get out of bed while you zoomed into our classrooms. And we know, believe us, professors have seen some unusual places where students have zoomed from. Second, for some, the pandemic has forced us to spend extra time with our family. We were able to cherish some extra moments together that we may not have been afforded during normal times. In addition, the pandemic has forced us to spend more time with ourselves. Contemplation and reflection are important practices in life. Sometimes you will need to take the time to just breathe. Finally, life throws us curveballs all the time. The pandemic, however, wasn't like any curveball that you've faced in your lifetime. But you know what? You knocked it out of the park. You kicked butt, you adapted, you worked hard, and here you are today. Mounties are resilient. On behalf of the Mansfield University community, we are very proud of you. Congratulations to the class of 2021 and the class of 2020. I will now introduce the rest of the platform party. I ask that you please hold your applause until all members of the platform party have been introduced. Dr. Scott Davis, Herald and Professor, Department of Natural Sciences. Dr. John Ulrich, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. Dr. Kathy Wright, Associate Provost and Dean, College of Natural and Social Sciences, Class of 1982. Dr. Joshua Batten, Interim Vice President of Administration, Dean, College of Arts and Humanities. Mr. Anthony Mastriani, President, Student Government Association, Class of 2021. Mr. Brian Lane, President of Alumni Board, Class of 1988. Ms. Cheryl Filson, Minister. Ms. Bobby Kilmer, Trustee. Ms. Sarah Hart, Student Trustee. Ms. Susan Keffover, Trustee. Mr. Bruce Vickery, Trustee. Dr. Nana Barrier, Keynote Speaker, Epidemiologist, Class of 2012. Dr. Charles Patterson, President. Platform party, please be seated. Now I'd like to introduce the president of Mansfield University, Dr. Charles Patterson. Dr. Patterson was named the 28th president of Mansfield University in March of 2019 by the Pennsylvania State System of Higher Education Board of Governors. He took office on July 1st, 2019. Prior to being named president at Mansfield, Dr. Patterson served at the U.S. Department of Education in Washington, D.C., and as president, vice president, and dean within the University System of Georgia. President Patterson and First Lady Colleen Patterson have been a strong and consistent presence on the Mansfield University campus since their arrival. Please join me in welcoming President Patterson.
Good morning, class of 2020 and 21, and welcome to what is hopefully the most unusual commencement exercise you will attend. This commencement may not have all the pomp and the circumstance that graduates of the past have enjoyed, but this graduation is truly uniquely yours. And it is your time to celebrate what you have accomplished at Mansfield, as well as the adversity that you have overcome. Now, life is hard even without a pandemic, but you have proven your resilience by getting to this point despite the disruptions that you faced. Randy Posh, who was professor and co-author of the book The Last Lecture, stated this: experience is what you get when you didn't get what you wanted. And experience is often the most valuable thing that you have to offer. Take what you have learned from this challenging and disruptive experience over the last year and combine this with the knowledge gained through attainment of your degree, and apply this to your life as you move forward. On this special day, I extend to each of you, our graduates, my personal congratulations on your academic success. I would like to pay special tribute to our faculty, who are collectively the heart and soul of this university and who are individually mentors of these graduates. Each graduate will have his or her own special story about a professor whose inspiration and interest influence that student's success, both throughout their time here at Mansfield, but also well into the future. Caring faculty committed to the success of students are a hallmark of Mansfield University. And to recognize our emeritus faculty, please welcome our Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost, Dr. John Ulrich.
Thank you, President Patterson. Each member of the faculty who retires with 15 or more years of service may be considered for emeritus status. Emeritus status signifies that the quality of the faculty member's service to the university has been deemed worthy of special recognition by the university's tenured faculty, the administration, and the Council of Trustees. We are pleased to honor the following faculty members who have recently been named faculty emeriti. Dr. John Mansfield, faculty member of the Social Work Program and president of the local chapter of APSCUF, granted emeritus status posthumously on September 30th, 2020. Dr. David Solon, faculty member of the Business Program, granted emeritus status on November 18th, 2020. Mr. Abe Goads, faculty member of the Business Department, granted emeritus status on May 29th, 2019. Dr. Howard Azeri, faculty member of the mathematics program, granted emeritus status on November 20th, 2019. Dr. Bonnie Cutbay, faculty member of the art program, granted emeritus status on November 20th, 2019. Dr. Clarence Leinhard, faculty member of the mathematics program, granted emeritus status on November 20th, 2019. And Dr. Martha Whitehouse, faculty member of the art program, granted emeritus status on November 20th, 2019. Please join me in acknowledging the faculty's achievements with a round of applause.
At this time, join me in welcoming Mr. Brian Lane, class of 1988 and president of the Alumni Board, for a special greeting from the Alumni Association.
Thank you, Dr. Patterson. Welcome to my future members of the Mansfield University Alumni Association. Some of you already are. I was thinking that. What about the 20 people? They're already alumni, yeah. Thank you for coming here today. So my orientation class was in the winter of 1983. It's a key point because I did some things early on that really weren't very smart and got me into a lot of trouble. First, I wanted to go to the big school in the state, and I applied, but they told me that I would have to go to a branch campus. And when I went to the branch campus, there weren't any dormitories because it was a 2-year school. I wanted to live in a dormitory. And I had applied to Mansfield too, but by the time I figured out what I wanted to do, it was too late. And of course, this caused a lot of kerfuffle in my household. My parents were upset. My favorite high school teacher said, "You're never gonna go to college now. The odds are that you're gonna talk yourself out of it." I always knew I was gonna go to college. Just give me some time. So then I came here and I went to orientation class. What I didn't tell them was I had to pick up my mother after work and I couldn't stay for the whole class. That'll be part of the story in a minute. So all of you went to an orientation class, I'm assuming. Nodded heads, yeah? What do they say in the orientation class? And they said it as recently as 6 years ago at the college where I was teaching. Well, take a look to your right, take a look to your left. Only one of the three of you is going to be here in 4 years. Now that's a shocking statistic to say to somebody that just paid to go to college. And I'm sitting there thinking, well, I feel sorry for those two because I'm going to be here in 4 years. I don't know where I got that from, but it sort of played into what I was telling you about before. My parents had not acquired a loan yet, and when I went to register for classes on Monday morning, having skipped half of orientation, they weren't going to let me. But I had a friend from high school that was on the orientation team, and she agreed to mentor me, and I got my parents over here, and they applied for a loan, and then I went to college here and graduated from here. So I thought about that statistic when I was writing this speech. Really? 2 out of 3 Americans don't have a college degree? That's the truth. You have something special. You had the drive to do it. You have the knowledge. You have the curiosity. And now you have skills that 2/3 of Americans don't have. And you ought to give yourself a hand for that. Now, some of you have gotten a master's degree. Some of you will pursue a master's degree. That's 1 in 10 Americans. And if you get a PhD or that kind of certificate level, that's 1 in 33. That's important. But right now, you are the 1 out of the 3 that made it. By the way, statistics also said that 6 years, 58% graduate from college. So it's a little skewed when they tell you that statistic and a little bit trying to frighten you. Most of your life, you've been asked to do something, of your life, you will be asked to do something challenging. You will be asked to do something that takes you out of your comfort zone. But you have proven just by getting this degree that you can do that. You can get out of your comfort zone. You can do something different. Statistics say you are going to have 17 employers by the time that you retire. My dad had 3. I've had 13. I've lived in 7 states. I've been self-employed 4 times. I worked part-time 4 times. Now I live very happily 13 hours south of here in a job that I love so much and passionate about that I hope that it takes me through the rest of my career. But I'm ready to adapt. That's been the way that it is. And I know that what I learned on this campus prepared me for that. So I say to you, as the end of my 2-year presidency at Mansfield University Alumni Association, welcome, Mansfield University alumni. I hope to see you at future get-togethers. We'll talk and reminisce. I have 100 of these stories or more. Please stop by and see me. And I want to thank my mentor who's no longer with us. She told me to straighten up one day, and I straightened up. Thank you, Ms. Garrity, and welcome, Mansfield University alumni.
At this time, please join me in also welcoming our student government president, that is past president, Anthony Mastriani.
Good afternoon, Mansfield graduates. Honestly, I'm just so happy to be able to see your faces in person and not behind a computer screen. Whether we wanted it or not, virtual classes have been nothing less than painful, frustrating, and draining. We have had to exist in this virtual environment for over a year now, and I know burnout and mental health issues have skyrocketed this year. Despite all of this, we still made it to this point, walking across this stage, sitting on this field. Socially distant, of course, but we're here. I hope some of you were able to get the vaccine before you return home, so maybe some of your life can go back to what it used to be. But now you're on to the next step of your life, whether that be attending grad school or frantically looking for a job on Indeed. Whatever path you take now, just know that if you can make it through 4 years of college, and especially these past 2 semesters, then you can succeed no matter where life takes you. Now, I want to get a little serious and emotional for a second, which I know is very predictable, but I just want to say that these past 4 years have been a crazy experience for me, as I'm sure it has been for all of you as well. The friends, memories, and connections that I've made here are things that I will never forget. If I've had the pleasure of being your friend here at Mansfield, just know that each and every one of you has made an impact on my life, and I will not forget you. We have had the time of our lives here at Mansfield, and I will not forget the faces that I leave behind. You will all go off and do great things, but do not lose touch with the friends that you've made here. I don't know if the wave of realization has hit you yet, but as we are on this field and I'm standing on this stage, I can't help but feel sentimental. I knew this moment was coming since I started here, but oddly enough, I never thought it would come true. Take everything you've learned here and go make the world a better place. And no matter what happens to Mansfield in the coming years with integration, we will always be Mounties, and that is something that will never be taken from us. We are the next generation of professionals and experts, so go out into the world and show them what makes us Mountie strong. Go Mounties.
It's my pleasure to provide an introduction of our keynote speaker, Dr. Nana Barrier. She's a Mansfield University 2012 graduate with a Bachelor of Science in Nutrition and Dietetics, a Master's in Human Nutrition from Texas State University, and recently received her PhD in Public Health Education. She currently serves as a public health epidemiologist for the U.S. COVID-19 response. And it is my pleasure to introduce you now to Dr. Nana Barrier.
Good afternoon, MU. I'd like to thank the Council of Trustees, our President, Dr. Patterson, the faculty for nominating me as the commencement speaker for today. I stand here humbled and honored to congratulate the class of 2021 and the families represented here. You made it. You ran a hard race, one that has not been seen before. But despite the setbacks and the irregularities of the times, you pushed through, and your hard work has paid off. Today is a day of celebration for each one of you. Today we raise our voices in unison and we say congratulations, a job well done to the class of 2021. See, when I first got the invitation to speak, I asked myself, what can I share and say that would be useful for everyone here? And I thought back to the state of mind I was in when I sat here a few years back, and I decided to focus my message on that. So as you sit here today, you may be hearing the words, congratulations, and it might not be resonating with you. You may not be feeling like a winner considering the uncertainty ahead. Some of you may be worried about how to go through this day without your loved one. You may be having questions such as, will I get a job after this? Where will it be? What will I be doing? Am I going back to the same living situation again? How will I pay for my student loans? Will I hear positive news from the graduate school I applied to? Will I meet someone nice to marry? See, these are all legitimate questions and anxieties. And I know this because these were the exact questions and anxieties I had when I sat here May 12, 2012. See, life is not straightforward, and it's full of uncertainties and pushbacks. However, these uncertainties and pushbacks are opportunities for us to build character, to work towards the life we want, and to actualize our dreams. So do not let them stall you. I'll share with you 3 principles I've relied on to go through this life and some of the anxieties I've mentioned. So the first principle is do something rather than nothing, even if the outcome or your actual success rate is uncertain. The second principle is do not let the pushbacks and the stumbling blocks on the way stop you from achieving your goal. And the last principle is speak out what success looks like to you and let the universe and yourself hear it out loud. Now, I do not have any extraordinary insights beyond what the greats and those ahead of me have shared about these principles. But what I have is my own stories and how I've applied these principles. And I hope that as you hear these stories, that you be encouraged, that you be fired on. So principle 1, do something rather than nothing, even if the outcome or the success rate is uncertain. Now picture this, Sicily, 1912. That's a joke. Golden Girls. So it's November 2020, and we're in the middle of a pandemic. And I'm towards the end of my dissertation. I've been growing anxious. First is I lost my mom the year before. She was my greatest cheerleader. My son, who's now 19 months, did not get a chance to meet her. And then secondly, I applied for many jobs and gotten about 3 interviews, one of which I had even progressed to the second round, but did not get an offer. So a few weeks before my dissertation defense, I decided to do something a little bit different. When I applied for the job, it was for an epidemiologist role, and I decided to invite my future employers to my dissertation defense. Now, I know what you're thinking. What? Risky move, bold move. I knew that I could either impress them or lose their interest before the interview. But my intent there was to remove the guesswork for them. I wanted to illustrate in a high-pressure environment what they'll be getting from me if they hired me in real time. You may ask the outcome. I think it worked. A few weeks later, I was employed. And so I turn this back to you as you sit here today. Are you worried about getting a job or getting into grad school? It's okay to have those anxieties about the uncertain future, but do not stop in that state. Do something rather than nothing, even if the outcome is uncertain. And that's something maybe as small as adding a LinkedIn contact, or as big as putting your picture and qualifications on a billboard on the road near the desired employer. True story for another time. But at least you have a 50% chance of being successful rather than a 0% chance. Principle 2, do not let the pushbacks, the stumbling blocks on the way stop you from achieving your goal. Let them propel you to a successful end. Now, you've probably heard variants of this saying, life is not a destination, but a journey. It is a process. I say, Life's trials, the pushbacks, the stumbling blocks are there to help you grow. They're there to propel you, to build character, and guide you to the pathway you should be. Do not be afraid. Do not let them stop you from your goal, and use them as tools, as avenues to get to what success looks like for you. See, when one door closes, it means to look for another door. Now, I'll try not to bore you with all of my pushbacks in life, but I'll share with you how I got to attend our grade school, Mansfield University of Pennsylvania. See, I was an international student from Ghana, West Africa, and I come to the United States in 2004 to become a doctor. Now, those of you with African parents, you know that there are only 3 careers. You're either a lawyer, a doctor, or an engineer. So I started my community college education. I started my journey at a community college in California. Now, after breaking the glass tubes called burettes and graduated cylinders in the Gen Chem class, I proved to my parents that perhaps being a doctor and biological science was not the pathway for me. So I moved in with my uncle in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, to study nursing at another community college. There, I excelled in the theoretical aspect of classes, but then failed miserably at clinicals. Now, this was after the pinning ceremony, and if you have a nursing background or a nursing student, you understand that the pinning ceremony tells you that the light is right there, you're almost complete. And so I had lost confidence. It was now December 2009. I had about 10 days to return to Ghana per the immigration law or find another school. Also, by this time, my friends in Ghana had graduated with their bachelor's degree, and for some, wedding invitations were pouring in. See, I was determined to make it and not return home empty-handed. And most importantly, to me at least, I was afraid of the town talk that Nana went to America for 5 years and returned back as nothing, not as a doctor, not as an engineer, not as a lawyer. So I Googled, I did something. Nursing school in Pennsylvania. Miraculously for me that day, Mansfield University of Pennsylvania was the first one I saw. So I applied and started the semester spring 2010. So during orientation week, I came across another student in the library who was reading a nutrition textbook. So little shy me, but bold step again, walked up to her. And our conversation led to an appointment with Dr. Kathy Wright, who was then the nutrition science department chair. So after learning that my community college credits could transfer and the different avenues that a career in nutrition would take me, I transferred to the nutrition program. And there, with wonderful professors like Professor Clark, I successfully earned a Bachelor of Science in Nutrition and Dietetics. See, later on in life, when I was interviewing for the epidemiologist role, it was important and crucial that I understood the pathophysiology of COVID-19. And so when I illustrate that my background in nursing was useful then. So I say to you today, do not let the pushbacks, the stumbling blocks, or the detours, because they will happen, on the way stop you from achieving your goal. Let them propel you to a successful end. Principle 3, my last principle. Speak out what success looks like to you, and let the universe and yourself hear it out loud. See, I've come to realize that words are important. It's almost as if they carry life and are self-fulfilling. Let's pivot a little bit to movies, battle depictions in movies. Right before they engage and they see their enemies across, what does the army commander do? He speaks out loud about the purpose and what the outcome of the war and the battle is going to be. Now, for those of you who are fans of The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, right before the war, Aragorn, he gives a battle speech at the Black Gate, and he says, "See, hold your ground, sons of Gondor, of Rohan, my brothers. See, I see in your eyes the same fear that will take the heart of me. A day may come when the courage of men fails, when we forsake our friends, and we break all bonds of fellowship. But it is not this day. An hour of wolves and shattered shields, when the age of men comes crushing down. But it is not this day. See, this day we fight. By all that you hold dear on this good earth, I bid you, men of the West, stand." I don't know about you, but just imagining being there and thinking, this is not the day to be afraid. This is a day that I fight for everything that I hold dear. And so, class of 2021, class of 2020, you have indeed already fought a good fight to be here. Congratulations. Well done. And as life's anxieties creep up on you, remember, do something rather than nothing, even if the outcome or the success rate is uncertain. 2, do not let the pushbacks and the stumbling blocks on the way stop you from achieving your goal. And 3, speak out what success looks like to you and let the universe and yourself hear it loud. Well, thank you so much. Good luck, graduates and class of 2020, 2021. And remember, once a Mountie, always a Mountie. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Barrier, for those very inspiring words. She is a speaker that other speakers do not want to follow. Thank you so much. In recognition of our students' achievement, I would like to highlight 2 significant recognitions and awards. First, the Ali Zidi Award for Academic Excellence is conferred upon a graduating senior from one of the state universities. This award was founded by Dr. Syed R. Ali Zidi, a charter member of the Board of Governors. Finalists for the 2021 Ali Zidi Award for Academic Excellence are recommended to the Board of Governors by the university president at the conclusion of a campus application and selection process that is open to all graduating seniors. Mansfield University's sole finalist for the 2021 Ali Zidi Award is Ms. Caitlin Bodie. Caitlin, please come forward and join me on the stage. We're going to take the photo. Here we go. Hold that. Don't turn off. Congratulations, Caitlin, on your recognition as Mansfield University's recipient of the 2021 Ali Zidi Award for Academic Excellence. And Caitlin, at my request, would you please have a seat in my chair and become very comfortable? I've asked Caitlin not to stray too far, as we will now present the award also for the Outstanding Senior. The Outstanding Senior Award is for seniors whose activities and accomplishments have brought recognition to themselves and Mansfield University. This is a secret. This is where the big reveal comes. Nominees for the Outstanding Senior Award are selected because they have provided exemplary leadership and service to Mansfield University and the surrounding region, while also excelling academically during their time at Mansfield. The Outstanding Senior Award is separately awarded by a awards selection committee of the university, and it should be evident by now that Caitlin Bodie is, in fact, Mansfield University's 2021 Outstanding Senior. To this point, I might aspire to be like Caitlin myself. For example, Caitlin has maintained a perfect 4.0 GPA and worked as a certified nursing assistant during the pandemic. She has also served as the field hockey team captain, Mansfield University's Student Athletic Advisory Committee Vice President, and Mansfield University's Student Dietetic Association Secretary and Treasurer. Caitlin is engaged in undergraduate research in the lab of Dr. Kristen Long, Assistant Professor of Biology, and is engaged in cancer research. Caitlin has received a NASA scholarship for her research, presented at 2 external conferences, and served as a panelist at the showcase of Mansfield University's biological research and collaboration with the American Cancer Society. In addition to these accomplishments, Caitlin's also worked in a rehabilitation center and enabling seniors and adults to stay in their homes during the pandemic. She held 3 different on-campus jobs. She served as a supplemental instructor tutor for Anatomy and Physiology 1, worked at the Career Center's Career Development Workshop, assisting students in planning and to pursue professional programs, and assisted the athletic department with their weight room and social media postings. Caitlin will earn her Bachelor of Science degree in biology with a concentration in cell and molecular biology, and is planning to continue her passions for science and community outreach in medical school next fall, with plans ultimately to become a practicing OBGYN. Please join me again in recognizing Caitlin Bodie as your 2021 Outstanding Senior. I'll let you sit with your family.
Good afternoon. I'm Kathy Wright, the Associate Provost and Dean of the College of Natural and Social Science. I'm also the proud former professor of Nana Berrier, so I had to put that in there. We're now at my favorite part of today's commencement. Will the candidates for all bachelor's degrees please rise? Mr. President, it's a pleasure and privilege to present to you the candidates who have successfully completed all of the requirements for their degrees and have been recommended by the Mansfield University faculty. Will the candidates please be seated? Will all the candidates for the associate degrees please rise? Mr. President, it's a pleasure and privilege to present to you all the candidates who have successfully completed all of the requirements for their degrees and have been recommended by the Mansfield University faculty.
Will all candidates please come forward at the direction of the marshals?
Haley M. Van Zyl, cum laude. Jennifer N. Johns. Kevin A. Burns, summa cum laude. Chelsea A. Smith. Felicia M. Lewis. Julia W. Naguri, cum laude. Mega Murthy. Jordan B. Cowan. Samuel Tillman. Molly M. Bird. Shane W. Yanchik. Otori S. Turish, cum laude. Joelle A. Snyder. Michaela I. Chacon. Emily A. Sadowski. Caitlin B. Bodie, summa cum laude. Sarah E. Booz, cum laude. Dominica R. Mountain, magna cum laude. Nissa N. Fuller, magna cum laude. Trevor Gowan. Alyssa R. Unruh. Dion G. Sullivan, cum laude. Mindy S. Ballard. Nathan C. Samuels. Anthony J. Brown, cum laude. Jake E. Mankey, magna cum laude. Jake is a second-generation graduate with his mother, Jennifer B.A., 1992, graduating before him. Jaden L. Walker, magna cum laude. Juliana R. Scamahorn, cum laude. Jenny E. Young. Haley L. Snyder. Tynesha R. Barron. Purity B. Moenga, cum laude. Margaret L. Smith. Alexandra L. Timmons. Alexandra is a second-generation graduate with her father, Alan Timmons, 1984, graduating before her. Kendra L. Price. Devin L. Haskins. Taylor G. Mitchell. Lachlan D. Holmes, cum laude. Josiah S. Moyer. Thea L. Tomlin, magna cum laude. Trent T. Smith, magna cum laude. Hannah C. Minor. Callie R. Grassi. Wilson D. Preston. Josh J. Racimo. Mariana Garrity. Jillian R. Meckreth. Harley Baker. Jacob L. Kane. Tiffany T. Coleman, cum laude. Aaron R. Benfer, magna cum laude. McKenna N. Grega, magna cum laude. McKenna is a second-generation graduate with her parents, Tammy Stickler, 1993, and Bill Grega, 1991, graduating before her. Catherine A. Hoover, summa cum laude. Cassandra A. Walters, summa cum laude. Michaela A. Rose. Kelly C. Werkheiser, magna cum laude. Rebecca A. Fulkrod, magna cum laude. Rebecca is a second-generation graduate with her mother, Dawn Fouts Fulkrod, 1992, graduating before her. Cross H. Kantz. Jared J. Hopkins. Andrea C. Bourquin, cum laude. Maxwell M. French. Aaron S. Deegan, magna cum laude. Sequoia S. Sachs, magna cum laude. Brittany M. Atkins, cum laude. Sydney J. Thompson, cum laude. Nikiria C. Watson Pope. Ailia Bevacqua. Riley Nobbs, cum laude. Evan Medill, cum laude. Allison E. Cole. Misty T. Van Horn, cum laude. Cody E. McCumber. Regina C. Reese. Regina is a third-generation graduate with her mother, Genevieve Logan Reese, 1994, and grandfather, Ronald Logan, 1962 and 1984, graduating before her. Paige E. Whitfield. Kristen J. Covington. Sarah N. Semahosky, magna cum laude. Richard Oppong. Maxwell D. Johnson. Eric R. Skrinkowski, cum laude. Marana R. Nichinsky, magna cum laude. Hunter A. Rasavage, magna cum laude. Leanna Grigas, summa cum laude. Bobby M. Perry. Gavin M. Daniker. Mackenzie L. Chilson, magna cum laude. Mackenzie's diploma is being presented by her sister, Michaela Chilson. Brittany L. Reynolds. Alexis L. Bobby, associate degree with honors. James R. Natali, cum laude, receiving special recognition for his military service to our country, specialist in the Pennsylvania Army National Guard, combat medic. Samantha L. Rutledge, summa cum laude. Olivia McNally, cum laude. Mackenzie L. Temple, cum laude. Amina M. Alexander. McKenna K. Russell, summa cum laude. Alyssa M. Schnoke, magna cum laude. Monica Jerzak, summa cum laude. You make it. Ryan N. Wenzel. Rachel Becker, magna cum laude. Rachel's a second-generation graduate with her parents, Victoria Toth Becker, 1986 and 1991, and Scott Becker, 1988-1994, graduating before her. Jennifer L. Mauersberg, magna cum laude. Elizabeth R. Anderson, cum laude. Miranda L. Hampshire. Miranda is a second-generation graduate with her mother, Lindy Hampshire, 2005, graduating before her. Miranda's diploma is being presented by her mother, Lindy Hampshire. Alexis C. Anthony, cum laude. Mary J. Dyer. Taylor J. Kotsur. Rebecca L. Adams. Connor Morse. Madison L. Wyant, magna cum laude. Caitlin M. Robinson. Brandon S. Eberly, magna cum laude. Cheyenne Williams. Shakira M. Billups. Brianna M. Quist, Associate with Honors and cum laude. Yukira Womack. Madeline F. Atanachi. Madeline is a second-generation graduate with her parents, Juanita Hancock, 1993, and Ronald Antonacci, 1993, graduating before her. Cassandra A. Robinson. Catherine N. O'Neill. Selena A. Fitzwater. Samaya Hampton, cum laude.
We're going to give our graduates just a moment to get through the line, and then we will proceed.
Mr. President, it is a pleasure and privilege to present to you the candidates who have successfully completed all the requirements for their degrees and have been recommended by the Mansfield University faculty. I recommend them to you for the conferral of their degrees. Will the candidates for all degrees please rise?
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, the Board of Governors of the Pennsylvania State System of Higher Education, and the Mansfield University Council of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the degree appropriate to your qualifications with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Graduates, it is now your privilege to move the tassel on your mortarboard from the right side to the left side to signify your status as a graduate of Mansfield University. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Mansfield University class of 2020 and 2021.
Please rise for the singing of our alma mater.
Old Mansfield, high upon the eastern hill, dear Mansfield, hail to thee. Thy loyal sons and daughters with a will salute in melody.
We ask that all guests remain in their seats. Our marshals will guide you to the exit starting from the back row. You will exit the stadium from both the left and right side. We request that all graduates and guests please follow the lead of our marshals and exit in orderly fashion, maintaining social distancing. Thank you for joining us for today's ceremony. Congratulations, graduates.